Here are few instructions for the participants. I request the participants to post your queries in the chat box, or you can ask during the discussion. A mother is she who can take the place of all others, but whose place no one else can take. Princess Diana. Honorable expert of the session, deans, academic directors, faculty members, and my dear students. Good morning, one and all. Improved maternal health benefits the society whole of. Maternal health remains staggering challenge, particularly in the developing world. Globally, a woman dies from complication in childbirth every minute. One among the main cause for such morbidity or mortality is anemia during pregnancy. Almost 70 to 80% of the mothers are manifested with this condition, especially in developing countries like India. With this idea, we are hosting a webinar on Management of Anemia in Pregnancy by Parul Institute of Nursing. Myself, Mrs. Vinaya, Associate Professor from Department of OBG Nursing, privileged to welcome you all to this webinar to enlighten and equip ourselves to manage. Today, we have with us Mrs. Modi Falguni A, Principal, AMC Med Nursing College, Ahmedabad, as a resource person delivering a session. To introduce Madam has pursued the post-graduation from College of Nursing Civil Hospital, Ahmedabad in 2008, and also have the additional qualification of LLB from Vivekananda College, Ahmedabad in 2000. And Madam had resumed all the posts in nursing service as well as education sector in vast 20 plus years of her service. Madam has started the career as a staff nurse, nursing tutor since 1997 in District Panchayat Dispensary, Navagram District, and also delivered the service in many nursing college as tutor, senior lecturer, etc. Also worked as a vice principal in Charotar Institute of Nursing, CM Patel College of Nursing, Gandhinagar. Since 2018, Madam is working as a principal of AMC Met Nursing College, Ahmedabad. We are fortunately honored to you, ma'am. May I now request Madam Falguni to proceed with the session.
Thank you so much, Vinaya. First, I would like to say thanks to Vinaya as well as the Parul College of Nursing to organize this type of the webinars to help the students, participants. We all know a very common problem in the female, that is the low hemoglobin level. And due to the low hemoglobin level, more risk to get the easily infection. And now, when the COVID-19 pandemic going on, at that time, we have to build our immunity level. And to build immunity level, we have to maintain our hemoglobin level. And pregnancy, that is not any disease condition, but it's a physiological change in a female reproductive system. And during the pregnancy, mother required more hemoglobin level. So we have to maintain the hemoglobin level in the mother. So that's why now today we will discuss the topic, that is management of anemia while in pregnancy. So very common is medical disorders in a pregnancy, that is the anemia. So 80 to 20% women are endemic, anemic in a developed countries as compared to 40 to 75% in a developing countries. So in India, if we see, that is the 40 to 80% women become anemic, and it is responsible for significant high maternal and fetal mortality rate worldwide. So that is the major reason that is the MMR increased due to the low hemoglobin level. Anemia is a condition in which the number of red blood cells or their oxygen carrying capacity is insufficient to meet the physiological needs of the individual, which consequently will vary by age, sex, attitude, smoking, and pregnancy status. So when the RBC, number of RBC less, so it will Oxygen carrying capacity also less. Anemia is a pregnancy is defined as the hemoglobin concentration is less than 11 gram per dl. So then we can tell this mother is anemic. If we classify that, then if there is a hemoglobin level between the 9 to 10.9 gram per dl, that is known as the mild anemia. If HB level is 7.8 to 9 gram per dl, then we can tell the moderate anemic. And if there is a less than 7 gram per dl, then we can tell that severe anemic mother. If there is a less than 4 gram per dl, then we know as that lady is a very severe anemic. So if we classify the anemia, then is the physiological anemia. So it will be developed mostly during the pregnancy period. Pathological anemia, that is the maybe iron deficiency, folic acid deficiency, vitamin B12 deficiency. Hemorrhagic anemia, so it may goes to acute or chronic. If there is a bleeding in early month of pregnancy or APS, that is the acute hemorrhage, and due to that acute hemorrhage develop the anemia, that is the hemorrhagic anemia. Due to the hookworm infestation and bleeding piles, it's lead to chronic hemorrhage, and that is known as the hemorrhagic anemia. Then hemolytic anemia. So familial congenital jaundice, sickle cell anemia, that is the familial and hemolytic anemia. And that acquires due to the malaria, severe infection, develop the anemia, that is the acquired hemolytic anemia. Another classification, that is the bone marrow insufficiency. So hypoplasia or aplasia due to the radiation, drugs or severe infection, that known as the bone marrow insufficiency. Then hemoglobinopathies. So abnormal structure of one of the globin chain of the hemoglobin molecule of globin, chain of the hemoglobin molecular X sickle cell disease, that is the hemoglobinopathies. What's the physiological anemia of pregnancy? So during the pregnancy, maternal plasma volume gradually expand by 50%, an increase of that is approximately 1200 ml by term. And most of the that is rise take place before the 32 to 34 week gestation, and thereafter there is a relatively little change in that maternal plasma volume. So the total increase in red blood cell, that is the 25%, and approximately 300 ml that occurs later in pregnancy. So in the last trimester required the more iron level, hemoglobin level. So this relative hemodilution produce a fall in the hemoglobin concentration, and thus presenting a picture of iron deficiency anemia. So it has been found that these changes are in the physiological alteration of pregnancy necessary for the development of the fetus. So that's why it's a more chances of physiological anemia while in pregnancy due to the hemocratic and maternal plasma volume gradually increase, especially in a last trimester. Now, during the pregnancy, approximately 1,500 mg iron is required during the whole pregnancy.
Madam, sorry to disturb you.
Yeah.
Slides are not changing, ma'am.
Yes.
Slides are not changing.
Here in my laptop, it's already changed.
Okay. Okay, ma'am, but we could not see it. We are with the yes, ma'am. We are with the first slide.
Oh. Change?
No, ma'am.
Still not changed.
No.
Still not change your right side? Hello?
No, no, madam.
I'm trying here.
Okay.
Here. Actually, there is slight change also. Yeah, thanks. Now it's okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Shall I start again or it's okay?
It's okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so during the pregnancy, approximately 1,500 mg iron is required during the whole pregnancy. If we classify, that is the increase the maternal hemoglobin, that is the 400 to 500 mg. Fetus and placenta required, that is the 300 to 400 mg. Replacement of daily loss through the urine, stool and skin, that is the 250 mg. Replacement of the blood loss at the delivery, during the delivery time, that is the 200 mg, and during the lactation, 1 mg per day. So mother required than the normal non-pregnant lady, that is the more 1,500 mg iron. So average requirement, that is the 4 to 6 mg per day. So 2.5 mg per day in early pregnancy. When between the 20 to 32 weeks of gestation, that is the 5.5 mg per day. Then after the 32 weeks of pregnancy, that is 6 to 8 mg per day. So it's no, we can see that more iron requirement in the third trimester, especially after the 32 week of gestation. So element iron, that is 30 mg to 60 mg, and folic acid requirement, that is the 400 microgram, that is 0.4 mg. So it is recommended for the pregnant woman to prevent the maternal anemia, puerperal sepsis, low birth weight, and the preterm birth of babies. Mother required more element in iron as well as the folic acid. Otherwise, risk of the puerperal sepsis, early pregnancy, preterm birth, these are the risk factor. So about the 95% of the pregnant woman with the anemia have an iron deficiency, and a pregnant woman is said to be anemic if her hemoglobin level is less than 10 mg per dl. Normally, if there is a less than 11, then we can tell the anemic, but if lady is pregnant, then if there is a less than 10 mg per dl, then we can tell the anemic. Now, which are the causes for the anemia? Why it's developed? So, if mother is reduced to take the means dietary faulty diet, or any intake is less intake of iron, or any difficulty in absorption of the iron, then excess demand such as a multiple pregnancy, then blood loss, any bleeding or any hemorrhagic condition, at that time mother required the more iron. If we see the symptoms, then mother, if there is a less hemoglobin level, then commonly that is the feel the weakness, lethargic. Develop the anorexia, then palpitations, breathing difficulty, giddiness, swelling over the feet, then pallor. You can see the sclera and conjunctiva, that is the pallor, as well as the glossitis, stomatitis. These are the common signs and symptoms. soft murmur, edema, cryptus, both the lungs, that type of the sound. Then what's happened over the mother? If there is a developed the anemia, then reduce the resistance to infection. It's caused by the impaired cell or mediated immunity. So mother get easily any infection. Then reduce the ability to withstand postpartum hemorrhage, more risk of the PPH. Then strain of even in uncomplicated labor may cause the cardiac failure. So difficulty while in labor and risk of the cardiac failure. So little bit strain also can affect to the heart of the mother. Then predisposing to PIH, pregnancy-induced hypertension, preeclampsia, preterm labor due to the associated malnutrition. Then reduce the enjoyment of the pregnancy and motherhood owing to fatigue due to the weakness and fatigue. Then potential threat of to life. So this anemia will affect to the mother in this way. Same way, it will be affect to the baby also, not only the mother. So intrauterine hypoxia and growth retardation occurs to the baby. Ultimately, baby become a premature. So more risk of the LBW, low birth weight baby delivered. Anemia a few months after the birth, that is due to the poor stores. So baby also develop after the birth anemia, increase the risk of the perinatal mortality as well as the morbidity. Now some of the investigation, that is if there is a HB is 9 gram percentage or less than that, then should be sent to the investigation. So we have to check the peripheral blood smear, serum iron value, hemoglobin, then examination of the stool for any worm infestation, as well as we have to examine the urine also for any hemorrhagic condition. These are the common investigation. If there is a developed of severe anemia, then which are the complication occurs while in pregnancy? So during the pregnancy, we develop the preeclampsia, intercurrent infestations, heart failure, preterm labor, as well as not only the affect the pregnancy, but while during the labor also some of the complication develop, that is the uterine inertia, risk of the PPH, cardiac failure, and may shock also. And after the delivery also chances to develop the complication, that is just like a puerperal sepsis, subinvolutions, failing of lactations, so difficulty in breastfeeding, and pulmonary embolism. So these are the complications may chances to develop in a severe anemic mother while in a pregnancy. So which period we can tell is a very risk period where they require more hemoglobin level for the fetus, placenta, and mother, that is the third trimester, that is 32 weeks of pregnancy, as well as during the labor, because while in a labor process, some of the loss of the blood, that's why during the labor and immediate following the delivery, or any time in the puerperal, especially 7 to 10 days during the this following the delivery, while in lochia, due to the lochia. So how can prevent this anemia? We have discussed the definition, that causes and what's happen, which are the and which are the complications. Now we know that things. Now how can we prevent that condition? So the midwife can help to woman to identify this condition in an early stage. So how can we identify? So we have to take the accurate history of that mother. We check the mother, so medical, obstetrical, and social life. So we have to take the detailed history. So Ministry of Health of Government of India also recommended some things in a CSSM, that is the 100 mg of elemental iron with the 500 microgram of folic acid in a second half of pregnancy for at least 100 days. So we have to give additional iron in all the mothers, not any anemic mother, but in all the pregnant lady we have to give for the prevention of anemia while in pregnancy. 2 injection of the iron dextrose, 250 mg each, given in an IM at the 4 weeks interval with the TT injection. And if hookworm, then we have to give the treatment of the hookworm. So we have early identified the hookworm conditions or any hookworm infestation. So single albendazole, that is 400 mg or a mebendazole 100 mg BD for 3 days we have to give as a treatment of the hookworm infestation. Then change in defecation habits and avoidance of the walking at barefoot. So we have to advise the mother for that. So other ways also we can prevent the anemia. So we have to guide the mothers. That is avoidance of the frequent childbirth. So maintain the at least space between the two childs. So supplementary iron therapy we have to give, as well as we have to advise for the dietary high means iron rich food, adequate treatment to eradicate the illness likely to cause the anemia, and early detection of the falling of hemoglobin level. Then we can correct this or prevent these conditions. So this is the prevention. We have start the prophylaxis iron, we have advices, we have changed the dietary pattern, everything is that. Now, which are the curative management? So women having the hemoglobin level of 7.5 mg/cent and those associated with the obstetrical medical complication, that lady must be hospitalized. So following therapeutic measures are to be instituted, that is the diet. So we have to correct the diet, start the antibiotic therapy, blood transfusion, iron therapy, which may be oral or parenteral oral. Iron daily dose 120 to 180 gram is given to the mother. Now we see the oral iron therapy. So it's a safe, inexpensive and effective way to administer the iron. So National Nutritional Anemia Prophylaxis Program suggests that 60 milligram of elemental iron and 500 microgram of the folic acid daily, that is 100 tablets we have to give in a second trimester. However, it is suggested that 120 milligram of elemental iron and 1 milligram of folic acid are the optimum daily doses required for the pregnant woman. These are the different tablets, that doses and elemental iron, which type of the range of the elemental iron. There is a ferrous sulfate, that is the 200 mg tablet. Among that we got the 6 mg or 30% elemental iron.
સર્ટિફિકેટ આપે છે સઘન પલ્સ પોલિયો કાર્યક્રમ પટેલ જય ચેતનભાઈ તમારું પણ હશે ને સાહેબ.
Ferrous fumarate, that is the tablet is 200 mg and in that tablet get the 66 mg or 33%. Ferrous gluconate, that is 320 mg tablet, and in that tablet get the 36 mg or 12% iron. Then ferrous succinate, that is 100 mg tablet, and from that get the 35 mg or 35% elemental iron. Ferric ammonium citrate, that is 120 mg tablet. From that, get the 25 mg or 17 to 22% elemental iron. Then ferrous ascorbate, that is 100. From that, get the 100 mg elemental iron. Then carbonyl iron, that is 90 mg get. Then sodium ferrate, that is the 231 mg elemental iron get from that, and HB presentation 2.1 gram. From that is 0.33% elemental iron get from these sources. Okay, which are some of the side effects may develop in oral iron therapy? That is, commonly we observe that side effect, that is, may develop the nausea, gastric discomfort, loss of appetite, or straining of teeth. And lower GI tract may develop the constipation. It's very common while the mother is taking the iron oral therapy, that diarrhea as well as the flatulence. So we have to advise the mother, take any vitamin C, buttermilk with the iron tablet, and take the iron tablet after the meals with the vitamin C. Then it will be increase the absorption level of the iron, and we can avoid this type of the complication. Now let's see the parenteral iron therapy. So iron sucrose, that is 100 mg per 5 ml, or offers the 50 mg per 2.5 ml. Then iron sorbitol, citric acid complex, jectocos, that iron dextron interferon. So these are the 3 injectable parenteral iron therapy. that we can give the intramuscular 0.5 ml TEF. So first we have to give the test dose, then we have to give the whole dose. So 75 to 100 mg per day is given daily on an alternate day and given a deep IM by JET technique to prevent the skin straining, and side effects may develop after this IM injection, that is painful that site, maybe discoloration or injection abscess at the injection sites. Now we go to the intravenous. So intravenous, and that is formula, that is 0.66 into percentage deficient of HB multiply that weight in kg equal to mg of iron. So we have calculate the requirement dose of that mothers. Then total dose in mg divided by 50 equal to ml of interferon. Then total dose is given in a normal saline. So first we have to calculate the mother requirement, then it's convert in a mg and then in ml of interferon, and then that total dose given it with the normal saline. So due to that may some of the complication develop, that is local complication, that is the thrombophlebitis at the IV sites. Systematic complication may develop, that is malaise, fever, then urticaria. Then another curative management, that is the blood transfusion. So when the severe anemia, we have to give the blood transfusion. So indicated in the severe anemia at any gestational age. In any trimester, if develop the severe anemia, then first we have to give the blood transfusion. Then moderate anemia beyond the 36 weeks, and when there is a failure of response to iron therapy, then also we give the blood transfusion. When oral therapy or any that is parenteral therapy is failed, then we give the blood transfusion. Then severe hemorrhagic like APH and PPH condition. In that condition also we move to the blood transfusion therapy. Then rupture uterus while in cesarean section, or any hemorrhagic condition in the first trimester, or my mother suffering from the thalassemia and sickling disorders while in pregnancy, in the blood transfusion. So these are the indication of the blood transfusion in a pregnancy while develop the severe anemia while in a pregnancy. So adverse reaction, that is transfusion reaction, it may develop, it's common. Then risk of the infection, sometimes volume overloaded. Others like that is hypothermia, citrate toxicity, hyperkalemia, hypocalcemia, and rarely air embolism. These are the adverse reaction of the blood transfusion. Now, let's see if develop the anemia, then what is the management during the labor? During the pregnancy, that we have tried to correct, we have take the detailed history, we have identified this condition in an early stage. Okay, start the iron therapy prophylaxis, orally, injectably, and blood transfusion. So we have tried to maintain the hemoglobin level while in pregnancy, but what can we do while during the labor? So we all know the stages of the labor. What can we do in the first stage of labors? So we have to maintain the special precautions, give a comfortable positions on a bed, give a light analgesia. Then while that period require the more oxygenation, so we have to give the oxygenation to mother, and we can prevent the fetal hypoxia due to the oxygenation, and maintain the strict aseptic technique so we can prevent the infection. What can we do in the second stage of labor? So usually no problem in the second stage of labor. We can give the IV methargine 0.2 mg or 20 units oxytocin in 500 ml RL IV, 10 units of IM given. So we can give oxytocin and methargine to prevent the hemorrhagic condition. And now third stage. So we have to observe the bleeding in the third stage. So require the intensive observation. Blood loss must be replaced by the fresh packed cell, and amount must not exceed loss of amount to avoid the overloading. So we have give the proper support and prevent the hemorrhagic condition. Now, what is the preparia? What can we do while in a preparia? So advise the mother take a complete bed rest. If there is any sign of infection found, then immediately go to doctors and correct that things. Pre-delivery iron therapy must be continued until the mother restores that. So while in preparing period also, mother have to take the prophylaxis iron, take the high iron contained food. Then that mother and family members must be counseled for help at home regarding the baby care and household activities. So ultimately mother get the rest proper way. So this is all the management while pregnancy period, while in labor, and while in preparium when they develop the anemia while in pregnancy. So anemia, let's conclude this topic. The anemia in a pregnancy is the very most common occurring disorders during the pregnancy. So every mother who are pregnant must screen for anemia and must take a treatment as soon as possible along with the foods rich in iron, and also must have a family supports and care throughout the pregnancy. So with the support of family and correction of the anemia, mother also can enjoy that pregnancy. And when we correct the anemia, then ultimately we can decrease the maternal mortality rate as well as the infant mortality rate. So thank you so much, all the participants. If you have any query, then ask me.
Thank you, madam, for an excellent deliberation. So if you have any queries, you can ask or put in the chat box. I think no much questions. I have one question, madam. In spite of many sensitization and also preventive measures, the prevalence of anemia, not only in puerperium or pregnancy or even entire perinatal period, it is quietly high, mainly in our country. So do you think the dietary style or habit what we are following is one of the major factor for the same?
Yes, yes. So we have to change in a dietary pattern in the female, especially while the adolescent girl.
The preparation has to start from the adolescent itself.
Yeah, from the adolescence.
Yes.
So we have to give the health education in each and every, that is the schools.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. So sensitization has to start from the beginning.
Yeah, from the beginning.
Yeah. There are no further questions, I feel. So now I take this opportunity to thank Mrs. Modi Falguniye for being the resource person for the webinar, sharing valuable time with us. Also, I thank the management support to conduct this event. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Ravindra Hechan, Principal, Dr. Ramchandra Huli, Director, Parul Institute of Nursing, HODs and all faculty members for the timely support and cooperation. I extend my gratitude to IT department and staff of PU for the technical support too. Once again, thank you all for the cooperation. Have a nice day. Thank you, madam, once again.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you.